So I'm taking a break from the dumpster fire that is my comments section to take a look at some Scream Factory Blu-rays. So this is basically what I picked up since I did my last update, which I think was bumping things, which I think was back in February, March, somewhere around there. But anyway, so I've got 4 releases, although 6 actual Blu-rays. So we'll just take a closer look at them. So this is the most recent. Going a little bit closer. Not a special edition or collector's edition, but one movie that I've wanted to have in my collection for a while. We have the Poughkeepsie tapes, which just came out, I think, last week. Amazon, because I can't find these anywhere locally anymore, which sucks. But anyway, so Poughkeepsie tapes. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what year it was. I think it was, 2008? Yeah, 2008. So from what we can see, a few extras, but not a ton. Sure will look great. Scream Factory, I don't know if you've actually watched any Scream Factory releases. The restorations are some of the best that are out there. So this is on the menu for tonight. And that's my dog. And next, uplifting film, we have Motel Hell. It takes all kinds of critters to make Farmer Vincent's fritters. So there we go. Motel Hell. Haven't watched this one yet. This one was a few months ago. Collector's edition version, tons of extras. And the other thing about Scream Factory releases, which are really cool, if you don't know, is you have new artwork on the front. Actually, just check the Poughkeepsie tapes. And, oh, yeah, actually, I'm just going to go back to as I destroy things, I'm just going to go back to the Poughkeepsie tapes here and just take a look at the disc artwork is always pretty decent, even on the DVD. So we got the DVD, we got the Blu-ray, and then on the back, take these out. None of that eco case BS. We've got some more artwork on the back. So those back, and then when we look at the collector's editions, so we'll go back to Motel Hell. So when we look at these, so again, separate artwork for both the DVD and the Blu-ray, and alternate artwork. So this would be the original. So basically they have the new artwork on the back and the original artwork on the inside. So if you can see it there. So it's Motel Hell. Blu-ray back in. And we'll turn the DVD. Put that back together. And next, from 2006, I actually had this movie on DVD at one point. I think at one point. Actually, I think this is one that ended up being lost. I used to loan films out to... I'll fight with this later. I used to loan DVDs out to people, and often I'd never see them again, and I believe that was the case of this one. But now I've got a much better edition. So we've got Scream Factory Collector's Edition of Slither from 2006. And then there we've got the back. So this one has Elizabeth Banks. And then take a look at the actual DVD. So this one isn't a combo pack. Collector's edition, but single disc. And if we look inside, we can see the original artwork, which is what I had on my DVD. And I suppose we just want to take a look at the back. So a decent assortment of extras, commentaries, interviews, behind the scenes, extended scenes, bringing Slither's creatures to life, and so forth. And I haven't actually watched the extras on this, but I will at some point. I actually haven't watched the Blu-ray yet. I've been holding off. I'm probably going to, on Halloween, I believe I actually have the day off if my schedule stays the way it normally is. So I'm probably going to do a Scream Factory marathon all day. Although this next one I have watched, this one I've wanted for years, got this several months ago now. We have the Amityville Horror Trilogy. Now, the first Amityville movie from 1979 is actually one of my all-time favorite horror movies, but a lot of people hate it or say it's more horror comedy now. I don't know. I love the suspense of the movie, and I think it still has one of the creepiest horror movie soundtracks ever made. So this is the trilogy. This was a 2013 Scream Factory release. Got this from Amazon Marketplace. If you're in Canada and you don't mind waiting a couple weeks, you can actually save a lot of money if you go through Marketplace in the US, because you don't pay tax and they're always going to be cheaper. So I think I saved probably about 30%, give or take, on this one by buying it through the States. And it took about 2 weeks to get here, but really I'm not going to complain too much. So we'll take a look inside. I don't think these actually have... do they have separate artwork inside? Actually, they've got original poster art. Okay, so we're going to look at each of these in release order. So first, the original 1979 movie, For God's Sake, Get Out, the Amityville Horror. So that was basically the tagline that was used in the trailers. And this movie was absolutely huge when it first came out. I think it held the record for largest independent or non-major studio release, or was it? I think it was MGM that put this out. Well, it held sales records or something like that. It was big. But anyway, so special features. You got the documentary, which was on the original DVD. And actually... no, I'm going to feature another video, but in my sales videos I also have the 2005, or my upcoming video on stuff that I got at ridiculous sale prices. I got the 2005 version, but we'll talk a little bit more about that in this video. So we'll take a look at the inside. Okay, so here, and then there's the disc, the house, and original poster art and some stills in there. So that is Amityville Horror. Not only do I find the movie fascinating, but I find the whole story of the house itself and the murders to be fascinating. I don't know. I'm fascinated with actual haunting stuff. One of my favorite shows is Ghost Adventures, which never really got much on DVD. I think they put out the first 2 seasons and then gave up on it. Anyway, so here we have Amityville 2, The Possession. Now, this one is supposed to take place before the 1979 movie. It's basically loosely based on the story of the DeFeos, which was the family that was murdered by the eldest son. And then the first Amityville horror movie basically chronicles, or is based on the Lutz's experiences in buying the house a year later. But anyways, so, and yeah, so roughly it's they're both based on the original books. Some people like the first one better, some people like the second one better. I still like the first one. But anyway, so obviously loosely based on them, but they changed their names. They're not the DeFeos in this one, probably to avoid getting into trouble. But anyway, so, oh, and we'll look inside. Now, the disc itself, I actually still have that in my player because I was watching it last night, but you take a look at the artwork inside. So, yep. Amityville 2, The Possession. And finally, have never seen this one yet. We'll be watching it this Halloween. We have Amityville 3D. Warning, in this movie you are the victim. Okay, and there's the back. Both the 2D and 3D versions on the same disc. Well, 3D is not really much of a thing anymore, so it's probably safe to say I'm going to be watching the 2D version. Then we look inside, so Amityville 3D. And then we look at the back. And there we go. So that is Scream Factory update. And that's it for this video. So, as always, everybody, thank you for watching and have a good day.